The next continent is South America. The person will be drawing the broad physical features here. You also draw simultaneously. And these are the Andes Mountains. This part is the Andes Mountains. This is Guinea Highlands. And this part belongs to, it is called as Brazilian Highlands, but it is Brazilian Shield. Brazilian Shield, sometimes also called as Brazilian Highlands. And this plateau in between, this is Mato Grosso. So this is a plateau. Plateau. And here, this depression which you see, so where will be having a depression, the river will be flowing. This belongs to river Orinoco. Belongs to river Orinoco basin. And this belongs to the Amazon basin. So these are the two major rivers here. And this plain part over here, this plain part, these are prairies. Prairies. Prairies are temperate grasslands. And here in this region, you have a forest. What? Oh, sorry. Pampas. Sir? Pampas. So here you have a tropical forest. This tropical forest, this is called as the Grand Chaco. So these are the major divisions here of South America. Guyana Highlands. So write down some of the features here. You've drawn this. The South America. What Preetham, what you're asking? The South America, along with the Central America, the Central America will do with North America. Central America, that is till Mexico. And the islands in Caribbean. And the islands in Caribbean is called as Latin America. It's called as Latin America because Latin languages are spoken. It's Portuguese and Spanish because they speak Portuguese and the Spanish. Brazil is the largest country by area and also by the population. By area and also by the population. See, here they might ask, which country of South America has a coast with the Pacific as well as Atlantic? Not exactly. Colombia. Okay, right now. Colombia has a coast with both the Pacific and Atlantic. Second famous and cliche question is, which are the two landlocked countries here? Bolivia and Paraguay. Because now the Bolivia to Peru is, okay, Bolivia is fighting with Peru for the access to the sea. So recently it has been in the news. Okay. The Paraguay and Bolivia are the landlocked countries. Bracket connected. The Bolivia is trying to access this sea through Peru by claiming some land. Next, population. The population of South America. So whenever you'll be talking about the population, you should also talk about the quality of population. So some countries will be having very high population, but do they have any quality? For example, okay, we talk about Australia. Australia has just 2.5 crore population, less than national capital region of India. Is it a quality population? The population, say US, quality population? Yes. So the population in, say, Pakistan. Do they have quality population? Okay, not really. Okay, the quality of the population will also matter here. That's why we should be talking about HDI here, Human Development Indicators. Okay, the population of South America is around 42 crore. 42 crore. But again, okay, the largest country in South America is Brazil. Okay, the largest country in India, okay, has a population of equal to UPC become. Okay, but Brazil itself has almost half the population of South America. Almost half of the population of South America. To put that in perspective in bracket, you can write, okay, almost equal to UP, Uttar Pradesh. Now, what is the growth rate of population growth rate of India? In 10 years, India can produce one Brazil, because this is according to last census. I don't have the new census. That's why, I can, okay, take a little bit of liberty, artistic liberty. So India can produce, somebody is challenging us. India एक Brazil निकाल के दे देगा 10 साल में. And somebody is demanding, okay, challenging India, Australia चलो ले लो एक साल में. So that is the population growth rate of India. India can produce, has produced, means according to 2011 census, India has produced one Brazil in 10 years and one Australia in a year. Because according to previous census, India has a population of around 120, 124 crore. The growth rate at the time was, okay, the decadal growth rate was around 17%. Math लगा लो, उतना ही population है. Okay, but okay, if you look at the, see, in terms of developmental parameters, okay, Brazil and India, okay, or any of the South American countries are comparable, right? But now here the quality of the population is better, okay, because of the socialist economics. They have spent a lot of money on education and health, okay, because of the USSR influence during those times. And obviously, okay, if you are near America and America is threatening you, obviously you will not be following this communist ideology. So they have mostly socialist ideology. That's why they spend on education and health. Right. Despite having high population, despite the high population, the socio-economic parameters, the social parameters, socio-demographic parameters, socio-demographic parameters are healthy because of the socialist economics, which are spent on education and health. Therefore, see, in last year, mains, there was a question, why certain parts of India did not have the social and economic development in tandem. Okay. So once the economic development takes place, the social development should also take place. And what is the measure of social development in a society? Yes, sociology. PSA. If I ask you about IR, you say PSA. If I ask for sociology, you say PSA. Say something in some, okay. Basically women. Look at the status of the woman, you'll get to know the level of development in the society. Okay. Now, okay, there was a question, okay, in the UPSC only, okay, that now social development and economic development are not going in tandem, okay, are not going hand in hand. The classic example of this is, okay, the Delhi NCR region, okay, Haryana region, okay, and the Delhi NCR region surrounding near UP, that is Noida region, okay, LB's by के fans यहाँ पे है, right? तो वहां पे economic development तो हो गया, लेकिन but social development बिल्कुल नहीं हुआ. Okay, but here it's reverse. Economic development उतना नहीं हुआ, but social development is very high. Okay, one such case is in India also. If you take Kerala, economic parameters are not that great. It's decent, more than average of India, but social development is extremely high. So in some places you will be having it reverse. So here, next point you can write. In Latin America, है क्या कोई क्लास में एल्विस भाई के फैंस यार? No. In Latin America, the social development is at par with the developed countries. Now, what are the various parameters? Write in bracket. Levels of urbanization. Okay. And education levels. Life expectancy. So the objective measure of the health is life expectancy. And negative measure, okay, of health is MMR, IMR. MMR, IMR, they also measure the health, but in a negative sense. Life expectancy is in positive sense. Are at par with developed countries. Okay? But the GDP is not that high. GDP is not that high. So this is the broad overview of the continent. Okay. And the growth rate of South America is around 1%. Not even 1, okay, 0.9. 0.9%. See, India is growing at 1%. South America is also growing at 1%. Both are growing almost at the same pace. But if we create a stress on resources in India, but in South America, it will not create a stress. Because for them, the migration opportunities are much better as compared to Indians. They both are applying for visa, okay, say for US or Canada. So who has got the better opportunity? Okay, South America. It is because of the language familiarity, Spanish, okay, and also it's because of racial similarity. Means, okay, a South American population, okay, can go to America and can mix up. They'll not be identified. But if an Indian goes there, identified, discriminated, everything happens. Okay, right? Next point. But this growth rate is not much a problem. But this population growth rate is not a problem. Because A, the base effect is low. Means 42 crore growing at 1%, 143 crore growing at 1%. Difference, hai na? We have 100 crore more because of the base effect. B, they have better avenues to migrate abroad. It's about population dynamics and the generic part. Let's talk about rivers here. Rivers. First one is the Amazon River. It is the second largest river after Nile, second longest after Nile. And largest by volume. Longest means length, largest means in terms of water. Second longest and largest. And recently, Amazon is in the news because of various reasons. Okay, you can write on the context over there. Why Amazon is in the news. Because of forest fires. This is like 3 years ago. Forest fire, deliberate forest fires by the previous government. Forest fires. Second reason is tribes. Because of tribes. Okay. Tribes and displacement. And thirdly, because of carbon sequestration. Carbon sequestration. Carbon storage.
Carbon what?
Storage. So because of these things, because there are so many pacts which have been signed for the sequestration of the carbon. Last time, okay, we talked about Africa Congo Basin, right? For the protection of the Congo Basin, okay, an agreement has been signed. Similarly, in the same fashion, here also on the Amazon Basin agreement has been signed. So that is called as carbon sequestration or carbon storage. The CO2 which is there in the atmosphere is sucked out by the trees. So basically, the trees are storing carbon. That is called as carbon sequestration. Okay. So this is why it's in the news. Now they might ask you, from how many countries the river passes? Okay. This is the first question which will be asked. So rather than, okay, knowing from how many countries it passes, know from which countries it doesn't pass. Which two countries here? Okay. Argentina. Some of the basin is here also. Okay. Chile and okay, Argentina. You can add. It doesn't pass through. Its basin is not located, right? Its basin is not located in Argentina, Chile, Uruguay. Okay, write these three names. Now you can draw this map. See, don't draw all the rivers here. Draw only 3 rivers. Draw the Orinoco River here. This is Orinoco. It is important because it is located in Venezuela. And Venezuela is in the news for various reasons. So that's why it's important. Next, Amazon is, of course, an important river. Okay. And other two important rivers are this Parana River. Parana River. Okay. And you have Paraguay River here. One of the branches, one of the tributaries is Paraguay River. Okay. Just draw these rivers. Let's take an ignore. You can write basin wise also. So demarcate this as Orinoco Basin in the north. Okay, the map is not appropriate. This is the Amazon Basin. In the south you have Parana Basin. 3 basins. And this Parana River is draining into Rio de la Plata. This is also important. Rio de la Plata. Done? I don't. About Amazon. 60% of Amazon's basin is in Brazil. Now, if they are giving a statement saying that, okay, more than 50% of the fertilizers to the Amazon rainforest come from Sahara Desert. Whatever they say, agree to it. So because you have studied climatology, right? You have wind systems. So from Chad itself, okay, around 50% of the fertilizers will come. If the winds are not flowing, the Amazon basin could not have so much of diversity. Okay. Right now, more than 50% of dust fertilizing the Amazon rainforest comes from Sahara Desert. In bracket, you can write Chad. It comes from Chad, country called as Chad. Now let's see, okay, why this Amazon is in the news nowadays. Okay, between Brazil and Venezuela, okay, you have the Amazon forest. Here, you have a tribe called as Yanomami tribe. Right on the name. Why it's in the news? Between Venezuela and Brazil. Is a tribe called as Yanomami tribe. Yanomami tribe. This tribe is into, they are hunters and gatherers. Hunters and gatherers. Now, they're facing humanitarian crisis. They're facing humanitarian crisis because of mining, logging, etc. See, these people, okay, in this region, okay, it has been declared as a reserve and mining was not allowed. Okay, right? Illegal mining there. It's not legal there. Illegal. Illegal mining and illegal logging, both are illegal. Because such things are prevented. But what these people are doing is that, okay, they poisoned the rivers and waters in the region. So because of which the tribal people die. So when they have the fear that if we stay here, we'll be dying. So they'll be moving away from this area and they can come and capture the resources. Okay. Capitalism, right? Right. In 2023, 308, Yanomami died due to poisoning. Due to poisoning. Okay. So next again, now these tribal people will be running here and there. Okay. So since a very long time, this person, okay, who is belonging to, okay, Pirapura tribe. Okay, the person's name is this person. Okay, Tamandua. So this Pirapura tribe had only 3 individuals. And because of the forest fires, because of illegal mining, because of the poachers, they have been running here and there in the forest. So they have been like disoriented. They're not in contact with each other. So recently, one person from this tribe, okay, has been found. Okay. So he is one of the last 3 surviving individuals of this tribe. So that's why this name becomes important. Let's take a look. Recently, Tamandua, Tamandua, Tamandua of Piripura tribe. Piripura tribe has been found. He is one of the last three individuals of Piripura tribe surviving in the wild. Real Tarzan surviving in the wild. They are located in, this tribe is located in Mato Grosso plateau of Brazil. Okay, so that's why also it's in the news. This person, okay, he's the other one. They're healthy, nice. Huh? That's one more reason why it's in the news. Okay, it's because of the dolphin. It's called as Amazon River dolphin. Also called as pink river dolphin because it is pink in color. And this pink color is not because of algae. Huh? Wherever you see pink, don't say algae. Okay, it'll be thrown out. Pink river dolphin, also called as Hoto, Hoto, Hoto dolphin. It is the largest river dolphin. Largest river dolphin that lives only in fresh water. Only in fresh water. Like a bracket you can write down. In India, we have Irrawaddy dolphin in Chilika Lake. That is in brackish water. In India, we have Irrawaddy dolphin. That is in brackish water, means a water which is between salt and sweet. Huh? So brackish water. Irrawaddy. Irrawady. It is present in Amazon and Orinoco. Present in the Amazon and Orinoco. Now, why it is in the news? Because here there's a river called as Tifi River. TEFE. It's in Amazon. It is one of the tributaries of Amazon. This river has dried up and the dolphins have died. Again, we can attribute it to climate change and the deforestation in this region. Right on. Lake Tifi, TEFE. Lake Tifi along the river Tifi, which is the tributary of Amazon, is drying up. And because of which hundreds of dolphins have died. Hundreds of dolphins have died. So this is about the Amazon River and the current updates of the Amazon River. Okay. So when you're making a notes, you can leave enough space here. You can make this as a master copy. In future, again, when you'll be having updates, you can add it here. Right. The issues will more or less remain the same. Okay. So next river is the Parana River, Parana. Parana River. It is the second longest river. It drains into Rio de la Plata. Now look at this bay here. So this is where the river is draining. You have two important cities here, Montevideo and Buenos Aires. And you have a river, right? So you can enter into the sea, and then from sea you can enter into the river, and then you'll be having communication. So it will be helping in navigation. Okay, till this part around. Okay, it is navigable. So that's why it is helping in the exports and imports of this region. Okay. Can write down the Rio de la Plata. Has two important cities. Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina, and Montevideo, the capital of Uruguay. The navigability of the river. Navigability of the river has converted this region into trade hub. Into trade hub. So rivers are done here. The rest of the rivers you can Orinoco also will discuss. Next, Orinoco. Orinoco River. Major part of the river is in Venezuela. Venezuela. The Angel Waterfalls, ANGL, world's highest waterfall, around 979 meters. Is located on CARRAO. Caro River, which is a tributary of Orinoco. Which is tributary of Orinoco. It's in Guyana Highlands. This waterfall is in Guyana Highlands. If you want, you can draw. So this is the Orinoco River. So here you have the Guyana Highlands. And you have the tributary of Orinoco from here. Okay, in which you have this Angel Falls. And this region is in the news because beside Venezuela in Guyana, you have a region called as Essequibo, which is in conflict. And that's why it is important. I can draw this. I done one more point. Done. The mouth of Orinoco. Mouth of Orinoco is extremely rich in oil. Extremely rich in oil. Just beside this mouth, you have a lake called as Lake Maracaibo. This lake is important here. This Lake Maracaibo is also rich in oil. Both are located in Venezuela. Lake Maracaibo is also extremely rich in oil. In fact, oil floats on this lake. It is that rich. And Venezuela has 1/5 of the world's oil reserves. Venezuela has 1/5 of the oil reserves. The Orinoco Basin also has tropical grasslands. Tropical grasslands called as llanos. Tropical grasslands called as llanos. Now see, Venezuela as a country, see, 1/5 of the oil. It's not that it has difficult terrain. You have the plain area also. You have the coast also. Okay, if you have a plain area, grasslands, you can produce food also. Again, in this region, water is not a problem at all. You have river, you have high rainfall. It has everything. But still, it is one of the world's poorest countries. Right? Okay, you're seeing the Persian Gulf countries, just because of oil, they have become so rich. But despite having 1/5 of the world's oil, it's still poor. Okay, that's why previously in 2021, I guess, so there was a question in the mains. The price of the oil is political. I gave this question in the notes also. The price of the oil is political and not determined by the market. But despite having so much of oil, it should become rich. Okay, but still, it's a bit poor country. It is suffering from hyperinflation, unemployment problem. Okay, these are the problems because US has been imposing sanctions. So India can go and buy oil from here, right? But USA will be saying no, and India has independent foreign policy. Okay, so in this context, it becomes important. So despite again, you can give this example in resource curse. You can link such kind of things with various other things also which can come in the examination. Resource curse, a perfect example of resource curse. It has grasslands, water, demographic dividend, which population is also there, young population is there, educated, unlike UP or Rajasthan. Demographic dividend. Okay. 20% of world soil. Okay. Excellent sea coast. etc. It is still poor, suffering from the problems such as hyperinflation, unemployment, and conflicts. So this is about Orinoco. Okay.
Unemployment and what?
What?
What was the last word you said? Unemployment and?
Unemployment and conflicts. Yeah, most often you'll not be hearing the word conflicts, right? If I say, conflict is there in Manipur, you'll say, what? I didn't hear Manipur, huh? So we turn a blind eye to the conflicts. So other rivers you can ignore. Now, okay, we'll be going through the mountain ranges. First, you write about the Andes mountain range. It is created due to the subduction of which plate? On this side, we have which plate? Nazca plate. Subduction of Nazca plate below the South American plate. It is a young fold mountain. And it has numerous volcanic peaks. Example, you have Mount Aconcagua. Mount Aconcagua is located somewhere here. You have marked it in the notes also earlier. Okay, Mount Aconcagua. It is the highest mountain outside Himalayas. Highest mountain outside Himalayas. Of course, highest in South America. That you don't have, right? Okay, it's but obvious, right? Located on Chile-Argentina border. Located on Argentina-Chile border. And it's an extinct volcano. And somewhere here you have Mount Ojas del Salados. Ojas del Salados. It's also in the Andes. Again on Argentina-Chile border. Argentina-Chile border. It's the highest active volcano in the world. Highest active volcano in the world. So rest of the things about the Andes mountain, okay, you have written in your class notes. I'll not be dictating that. Okay, like they have been formed because of the accretionary wedge. Okay, it's a melange which is created with the mixture of the volcanic islands and the sedimentary accretionary matter which has been accumulated from the ocean. So when the Nazca plate is undergoing subduction, all this chaotic matter, it has been plastered against the continent, and you have this Andean mountains. It is also created. It is created due to the same fashion by which the Rockies are also created. So Rockies and Andes, okay, both will be having same continuity. They are located on the Pacific Ring of Fire. Basically, it's the same mountain. In North America, it is called as the Andes, and South America, it is called as Andes. But if you see North America, the Rockies are quite large, but the Andes are quite narrow because it has got to do with the way in which the subduction is taking place. The subduction is taking place like this. Okay. No, you're not having a dip here. So this is a continental crust and this is an oceanic crust. Whereas the Nazca plate is undergoing subduction like this. And on this side, you have this South America. So this is South America and this is North America. So because of this subduction, because it is very gradual, so that's why the mountains are spread over a larger area, whereas here the mountains are on a narrow strip because the subduction is quite steep. Okay. I'll dictate one sentence, later on you can draw the diagram. The Andes are the continuation of Rockies in South America. Continuation of Rockies in South America. Unlike the Rockies, the Andes are narrow. Andes are narrow because the Nazca plate has steep subduction. Nazca plate has steep subduction. Now let's come to this part. Okay. On the eastern side, so you have this Brazilian Highlands. So I told you that this is a shield region. Shield region means once upon a time it is a batholith. Okay, it was the basement rock of the mountains. The mountains above this have been eroded, and this basement rock has been exposed outside. Okay, so that is how these Brazilian Highlands have been created. And much of the Brazilian Highlands, since it is very old, it was like 3.5 billion years old. Much of the part has been eroded. So once all the silica has been eroded, what will be remaining back is the metalliferous minerals. But that's why this region is extremely rich in minerals. Okay, so here you have a state in the Brazil called as Minas Gerais. Okay, it's extremely rich in iron ore, and one of the important famous mines in this region is mine Itabira. Like in India में सिंहभूम वगैरह इतना बोलते हैं ना, so the same fashion you have mine called as Itabira mines. It's in the state of Minas Gerais. Right? The Brazilian highland is exposed shield, exposed batholith, also called as the shield region. In bracket you can write it is around 3.5 billion years old. And the shield regions are rich in mineral deposits. In the state of Minas, Minas, Minas Gerais, Gerais. The Itabira mines are famous for the iron ore. So whenever you get such kind of map now, you should be automatically drawing the region. See, drawing South America is not too difficult. Okay, make a triangle, make a tree like this. Gone. Here you can locate the Brazilian highlands, and here you can locate Itavira mines. Do it. By default, you should be doing this. As far as possible, okay, try drawing the maps. And who is the world's largest producer of coffee in the world? How do you know? Because we are discussing about Brazil, right? Better. World's largest producer of coffee is Brazil. And for coffee production, it requires a little bit of cool climate also. Require high rainfall, cool climate. And Brazilian highlands provide ideal climatic conditions. Brazilian highlands are ideal for coffee, sugarcane, and other plantation agriculture. And look here carefully, everyone on the board. See this Brazilian highlands, this is a shield region, right? Shield region. Means once upon a time, it had a very large mountain because this was a basement rock. When this mountain was eroded, the debris of the mountain will be falling here. If you have a mountain, if the mountain is getting eroded, the mountain becomes small. Beside this mountain, you'll be having all the debris. So that plateau, okay, we have used the word called as Piedmont Plateau. So that plateau is nothing but Mato Grasso. The Mato Grasso also will be rich in minerals because whatever has been eroded from this large mountain will be deposited there. So mostly you'll be having, okay, the limestone deposits over here and some minerals like copper, okay, lead, zinc. So such kind of minerals will be having. For example, Rajasthan is known for what? Marble. What is marble? Metamorphosed form of limestone, right? So the four mountains, they are made up of what? Sedimentary rocks of marine origin. And when you are taking sediments from the ocean, you'll be having a lot of calcium carbonate also in that, right? So that's why wherever you'll be having fold mountains, in those fold mountains, you'll also have like around 30% of calcium carbonate. So that's why when the mountain will be eroded, the calcium carbonate will deposit it here. If it undergoes metamorphosis, they'll be converted into marble. Okay. Next, write down Mato Grasso. It is an ancient erosional plateau. Is part of Brazilian highlands. It acts as a divide between Amazon basin in the north, the south, which river you have? Parana River you have. And what is the major tributary of Parana here? Paraguay. Okay. So Amazon in the north and Paraguay in the south. It has a mixture of grassland and woodland. Grasslands and woodlands. Okay. Next is Guyana Highlands. Here, this part, Guyana Highlands. They are the extension of Brazilian Highlands. Brazilian Highlands. Now look at the map and tell me, okay, who has separated them from Brazilian Highlands? What is there in between? Amazon River. Okay. So the Amazon River, because of the dissection, because of the cutting of the Amazon River, it has been separated. Okay, they are part of Brazilian Highlands, dissected by, geography uses the word dissected by the Amazon River. Within Guyana Highlands, there are Pacarama Mountains, P-A-C-A-R-A-I-M-A, Pacarama Mountains. These mountains divide the Orinoco Basin and the Amazon Basin. And these you should be knowing because of Essequibo region, the conflicted region between Venezuela and Guyana. So that's why you should know. Okay, this in detail, little bit in detail. Okay. And any other region is remaining? Okay, you can write about this. Grand Chaco. Here in this region, we have Grand Chaco. Okay, before this, you can write one more point. The place where you have written Brazilian Highlands now. Okay, in this part of the Brazilian Highlands, you have a temperate grassland called as Campos. You can mark it also. And the north of or northwestern part of Brazilian Highlands. Okay, Campos there. The northeastern part of Brazilian Highlands, a tropical grassland called as Campos. So remember there are two tropical grasslands in South America. One is Campos, other one is Llanos. The margins you can write about Llanos also. The Llanos is in Orinoco Basin. Huh? The Campos is in low-lying part of Brazilian Highlands. In Atlas also you can mark this if you have Atlas beside you. And when you're writing all these things, open the South America physical map beside you and keep marking. And next, Grand Chaco. Grand Chaco. It's a semi-arid lowland because it is in between the continent. Because of continentality, it will not be having enough rainfall. That's what it's semi-arid. The semi-arid lowland located between the Paraguay River and the Andes. Or else if they are saying that it is located between Andes and the Brazilian highlands, that's also fine. Or located between Andes and Brazilian highlands, that's also fine. It was well forested. Well forested. But due to expansion of agriculture. But due to expansion of agriculture, it has become the most deforested land. Grand Chaco literally means axe cutter. Axe cutter. Means here the trees are so hard that if you're taking an axe and cutting the trees, the axe will cut off. That's what it's called, the axe cutter. Because in bracket you can write, it has hardwood trees. Has hardwood trees. So next here you have a temperate grassland called as pampas. Give us editing, pampas. It is a temperate grassland. Extremely rich in agriculture. Extremely rich in agriculture. Especially for beef. Especially for beef. Because here population pressure on land is less. And secondly, agricultural force is also less. So when the demand is less and agricultural labor also less in availability, you won't be going into grain production. So क्या करोगे? बस you'll have some guy, buffaloes and all, वो चढ़ के आ जाएंगे. बस okay. Less work will be there. If you have animal husbandry, work is less. If you have husband, then also work is less. Okay. That's why it's called animal husbandry, na? So next you have Patagonia. So this part is called as Patagonia. So Patagonia is also called as a desert. Patagonia Desert B it's called. So why it is a desert? Because the height of the Andes here, the height of the Andes here is around like 6 kilometers. And in this region you have the westerly winds. Now do you think the westerlies will be able to cross and give rainfall here? So they become the leeward side. So on the leeward side, it will be having very less rainfall. That's why Patagonia has tried. That's why it has become a desert. Patagonia is a desert because of extreme low rainfall. Extreme low rainfall. It is made up of basalt. This Patagonia plateau is made up of the basalt. It's be having a lot of basaltic flows, just like Deccan Plateau. Okay, you have basalt, you also have basalt. Now, okay, when you have very low rainfall, okay, the the agriculture type which is being followed here, because you'll be having some grass here and there. So you'll be mostly into animal rearing. The occupation here is sheep farming. And it's the world's largest sheep farming area. It's the world's largest sheep farming areas. This is world's largest. Because Australia, okay, they are industrialized, well, okay, developed. If at all they'll be having sheep, okay, in Australia it will be at the corporate level. But here individual farmers will also take up because they're comparatively poor. That's why it becomes the largest. And also, okay, now if you're comparing agriculture and animal husbandry will be requiring less water. And sheep can survive in dry conditions also as compared to the goats. So, okay, the government of Telangana, when the previous government was there, okay, whoso is asking for sheep now, the government used to give a lot of cattle. It has encouraged a lot of sheep farming. So that has increased the economic status of the people also, because it will help in inclusive development. Because within 6 to 7 months they will get mature, and afterwards the farmer will have liquid money. It is 5 to 10,000 rupees. Okay, they will be selling one unit. So that is how it will be empowering the population in the dry regions of India. Okay. You can also add this to Indian geography also. So almost all the regions are done here. Bolivian plateau. Okay, I'll come in Andes only. I'll discuss there on Andes. Let's talk about deserts here. So this is a trade wind desert or hot desert. So this is called as Atacama Desert, or also Chilean Desert. Chilean Desert. And on the other side, okay, you have the very high mountain range called as Andes is located. So therefore, okay, it is on the leeward side of the Andes. And which winds you have in this region? In this region, you have the trade winds. So these are the trade winds. The firstly here the trade winds are offshore. And over that, do you think these trade winds, if at all they'll be carrying any moisture, do you think they'll be able to cross Andes and give rainfall here? No. So within the desert, okay, you have a place called as Arica here. You have a place called as Arica. It is the world's most driest region. World's most driest. And these are the trade winds. What is diagram? So you're not just doing mapping here. Okay, you're doing a little bit of the geography also. Are you able to understand at the end? Little bit studied before? NCRTs. Of course, you know the reasons for the desert. But here, one more extra reason is there. So you can write all the reasons for the desert, right? So it is even drier than other deserts. It is even drier than other deserts due to the rain shadow effect. The rain shadow effect of the Andes. And Atacama Desert is rich in the copper deposits. Almost 50% of the copper is found here. 50. World scope. We thought Rajasthan. India's 50% is found in Rajasthan. But अभी धीरे धीरे खत्म हो रहा है. In the same region, okay, you can see a lake here between Bolivia and Peru. You see lake here? This is called as Lake Titicaca. Between Bolivia and Peru. Lake Titicaca is located. It is the largest lake in South America. And world's highest navigable lake. World's highest navigable lake. The height is 3812 meters. 3812. Recently, it's in the news because it's drying up. Because UPSC has been focusing on the lakes which are drying up. It's in the news because it is drying up. Paraguay desert कहाँ पे? Who found it? Patagonia, yeah, drier. हाँ. You're saying that no, why this is more drier than this? You're saying because it's a tropical region, you have the effect of the trade winds. Here you have westerlies, and because of the maritime influence here, okay, थोड़ा बहुत rainfall मिल ही जाता है. And moreover, evaporation नहीं है ना यहाँ पे. यहाँ पे evaporation है because it's a tropical region. थोड़ा बहुत भी पानी गिर गया. Let's talk about important islands in this region. Islands. Off the coast of Ecuador, you have an island called as Galapagos. Islands. Galapagos. Okay. Firstly, it is famous for Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin theory of evolution. Now, why Charles Darwin has chosen this island? He could have chosen any of the UK islands, right? It is right on the equator, right over the equator. Island is right over the equator. Therefore, biodiversity is high. So Charles Darwin, okay, he was a medical practitioner. Belonged to a very rich family. He got interested in evolution. Then he realized that in UK there is very less diversity. So सोचा कि यहाँ पे जाएंगे, okay? Tropical regions. He could have gone to Amazon also, right? Amazon also has very high biodiversity. But he had chosen an island. Because in island, okay, there's a less possibility of migration of the animals. Okay. So for example, okay, you have a reptile or a mammal which is found here. Most probably it has been evolved here only. Okay, if he's studying some animals in Amazon, it could have come from anywhere, na? If he's finding the fossils in the Amazon, it could have evolved anywhere in Siberia also. Okay, when the continents were together, those animals might have migrated. So that's the reason why he has chosen the island. Okay, and he had a very unique experiment of finding. Okay, like he used to eat all the animals and find out the texture. For example, okay, you had ever had crocodile? Anyone? Crocodile खाया तो चिकन और फिश के बीच में होता है उसका टेस्ट. Okay, फिश का जो टेक्सचर है, चिकन का जो टेक्सचर है. तो दैट इज हाउ to find out. Okay, खा खा के पता लगाता था. अच्छा इसका टेक्सचर ऐसा है तो इट मस्ट हैव बीन evolved from here. Okay, so he's a complete vegan. You have one more island here called as Falkland Island. It's also called as Islas Malvinas. One is a Spanish name, other is a English name. It has two islands here. One is east and one is west. Islas Malvinas, also called as Falkland Islands. Now, during the Cold War time period, okay, it was very contentious island. Means everyone wanted this island. Okay, especially the capitalist parts, because South America is socialist communist. So if they want to wage a war, they require a base. So that's why there was fight for Falkland Island. But now this island is with UK. There was a conflict between Argentina and UK. The UK ने conduct किया what referendum. Then इन्होंने सीधा सीधा बोल दिया कि भाई हम तो जिसके पास पैसे है उनके साथ ही जाएंगे. So that's why UK has become the winner. Now it is with UK. It was conflicted territory between the UK and Argentina. And in the referendum, UK won. The UK अपने पास का island संभाल नहीं रहा है. Okay, and it's coming and I think island which was just beside it. It's saying that I'll go and join Norway. Huh? Then here you have one more island called as Sandwich Island. Sandwich Island. This island is created because of a trench here. Here you have a trench called as South Sandwich Trench. And the name of the plate here is, here you have a plate, small plate called as Scotia plate. The Atlantic Ocean has very less trenches, and one of the three trenches in Atlantic is this. Only three trenches is as Atlantic. Huh? This is South Sandwich Trench. Scotia is the plate. Scotia is the plate. South Sandwich is the trench. And this trench has a speciality. This trench has swollen mantle. So here the mantle is swollen. The mantle should be at least like 35 kilometers deep. But here you have swollen mantle, because of which the mantle is exposed a little bit outside. So this will help you in studying the mantle, because you can't dig a bore which is 35 kilometers deep. You can go keep digging inside. So that's why it becomes important. You can just write it has a swollen trench. It's just like if you're cutting a layer of the skin, the flesh inside, because of the inflammation, it swells out, just like that. Yeah. Now here you have The southernmost island called as Tierra del Fuego. Okay, you can see a passage here. The south of this passage is an island called as Tierra del Fuego. In Atlas also you can mark Tierra del Fuego. It is shared between Chile and Argentina. Okay. Now you will see two important passages here. See, because of excessive speed of the westerlies here. Okay, you have like roaring 40s, furious 50s. Okay, the wind speed is high, and this is called as the Drake's passage. So if you want to navigate between, say, okay, the Brazil to the Chile, so these waters are very stormy. Okay, the ship may topple also. So that's why you'll not be crossing through Drake's passage. So in between you have two passages called as Beagle Channel and Magellan Passage. So these two are passing in between these islands. That's why, or they'll be giving a safe passage, alternate to the Drake's passage. You'll find them in the atlas also. I can write down. The Magellan and Drake's Pass, the Magellan and Beagle Channel. The Magellan and Beagle Channel provide an alternate route. Provide an alternate to the Drake's Passage. Drake's Passage is extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous because of the stormy waters. Stormy waters. Okay. Let's talk about the lithium triangle. I'll give a heading, lithium triangle, and draw this map, very important. The news is India has recently acquired the rights to mine the lithium mines in Argentina. That's the news. Lithium triangle. And these three names also become important. So in Bolivia, you have a lake called as Salar de Uyuni. On this side, you have a lake called as Salar de Atacama. This is in Chile. In Chile, you have a desert called as Atacama also. Okay. On this side, on the Argentina side, you have Salar de Polaris. Draw these three. I hope all of you are drawing the maps. Very important. Lazy people. The lithium triangle has 50% of 50. Sometimes 50 to 60 also. Okay. Percentage of world's lithium. World's lithium. Bolivia itself has around 30 to 35%. 30 to 35%. In Bolivia, which lake you have? Okay, Salar de Uyuni. The Salar de Uyuni is the richest resource of lithium. Now, Salar de Uyuni is actually a salt lake. Okay. See, if you look at the formation of the fold, see, this is located in the Andes. Andes are the fold mountains. And these fold mountains are formed because of the sedimentary rocks of marine origin. They have been uplifted. So, basically, part of the seawater also has been uplifted. Now, once it is uplifted over a period of time, because of the evaporation, we have salt flats created here. Okay. So, below there's a salt flat. Okay. Over this, if we have water, it looks like a mirror. So, this is also world's largest natural mirror. Salar de Uyuni is also called as world's largest natural mirror. The lithium is found in the salt lakes, that is the brine solution. Found in the salt lakes, that is the brine solution. See, you have studied the salinity of the oceans. You have sodium, you have potassium, which are found in high quantity, right? If you're finding these two, since the elements of the periodic table, same column, will be having same property. That's why along this with this, lithium is also found, but lithium is found in less quantity. Okay, you can write if you are aware of the periodic table then. So the lithium is found along with the sodium and potassium. Sodium and potassium. In bracket you can write, since lithium is scarce and expensive, in future it will be replaced by sodium. Which is found in abundance. नमक से मिल जाएगा सोडियम. Or you buy any chips packet, उसमें भी high sodium मिल जाएगा, right? Any of the food which you get in the packets, you get a very high amount of sodium there. Now, since you're studying lithium, you also have this rare earth metals. This Scandinavian series is also called as rare earth metal. So they have a very high application in the electronics industry. Now, India is very scarce in such kind of metals because most of the monopoly is by China. The China has a monopoly, be it lithium or be it the rare earth metals. The China is not just mining these rare earth metals within its territory, but China has got acquired mines in Africa also. So in Africa, there's a fight for all these minerals. The China and USA, both were the competitors. But now China has taken over because USA does not have that much amount of money. It cannot give so much debts as China is giving, and China is funding a lot of militias also here in Africa. So that's why the China has a monopoly over this rare earth metals and the lithium. The elements like lithium. Now these are very important for your electronics industry and future technologies, right? So what did it do? The USA has come up with something called as MSP. It's not minimum support price, which the farmers never get. It is ambitious, whatever is written here. Now, India is also planning to join this, but they are not letting India to join. That's why India has formed something called as this. Basically, Kabil is called as Kabil. Written somewhere? No. Some kind of Sanskrit name should come. Uske pehle kuch bhi dal do. It doesn't matter. So India has formed an autonomous body called as Kabil. The Kabil ka kaam kya hoga? It will be acquiring such kind of mines in the other countries. And recently, what is in the news? India has acquired mines in Argentina. 5 mines in Argentina. Who will mine it? Right? Friends. Right. This is the entire context here. We'll write here lithium, na? News click and background we will write. The news is India acquired rights to mine 5 lithium blocks. Five lithium blocks in Argentina. And the province name in Argentina is Catamaria. C-A-T-A. Maria. M-A-R-A. The China has monopoly over the rare earths and also the minerals like or the elements like lithium. Which are very important for future technology industry. I'm not just saying electrical, future technology industry. In the bracket around 70 to 80%, China has monopoly. China also has acquired. China has acquired numerous mines in Africa and acquired mining rights in Australia also. Acquired mining rights in Australia also. Next, write about this MSP. You can write as it is, whatever is there. MSP. And India is not finding a place in MSP. India is not finding place in MSP. They're not joining India. Because why they will join India? Neither do I have any minds. Not technology है, कुछ नहीं है, क्यों join करेंगे? Right? They don't want a free rider. Therefore, the government of India has created an autonomous body called as Kabil. खनिज फाइन. Actually, this Videsh, फिर बंगाली में विदेश बोलते हैं, फाइन. India Limited. Basically, Kabil has come there. Okay. When you guys become collector, you'll also be called as IAS, Indian Acronym Service. You'll have to gain a lot of expertise in creating such kind of acronyms. Then you'll be rewarded. You can be made the foreign minister or railway minister if you have a lot of expertise in creating acronyms. Cabinet minister for secondly. So what is the job of this? You can write down. So these kind of things you'll be reading in current affairs only. You'll not study them as a part of any subject as such. But try to link. See, one is belonging to international, one is belonging to chemistry, one is belonging to geography. And whenever UPSC frames a statement, it will be framing, okay, 4 statements from 4 different subjects. So that's why the questions become complicated. You can't just say that it's belonging to particular subject. Then so next, which is in the news. Okay, this is that Catamaria province. Okay, it's on that side only. Obviously, wherever you're drawn that lake. Next is Pantanal wetlands. It's located between 3 countries: Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Pantanal wetlands. In Atlas, you'll not find. Now we'll add a geostrategic angle to it. Okay. Earlier it was a frontier, right? Earlier it was a frontier. Frontier means inaccessible part. Boundary was not decided then. But now the boundaries have been created. See, such kind of, it's in the news because less than 5% of this, wetlands are protected. The population is increasing. Because of increasing population, require more land, more grazing land required, more agricultural land required. So gradually it will be encroaching into this region. And because of which it will be undergoing severe degradation. Okay. And why we should be protecting it? Because it has highest jaguar population in the world. Okay. It has highest crocodile concentration in the world. Also, okay, you have this, largest leaf, okay, whatever, water lily, etc. you call it. You have this in the world. So that's why for all these reasons, it should be protected. Right on. It should be checked once. Less than 5%, less than 5% of these wetlands are under protection. And it is undergoing fast degradation. Fast degradation because of expansion of agriculture, pastoral land, and growing population. It has largest concentration of crocodiles in the world. Largest concentration of crocodiles in the world. Highest density of jaguars. Jaguars. It is also UNESCO World Heritage Site. UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a Ramsar site. It's a Ramsar site. And such kind of transboundary natural landscape is difficult to protect. Difficult to protect. So we have such kind of incidents between India and Bhutan. Okay, here two. Okay, such wildlife sanctuaries. Okay, they are national parks also, and the biospheres also. They're spanning across India and Bhutan. So because of the poaching, because of cross-border terrorism and cross-border poachers, it becomes very difficult to protect such kind of transboundary natural landscapes. Okay. The next one is very important. You see, you have Guyana here, and eastern part of Guyana is called as Essequibo region, and Venezuela is claiming these rights. See, right now, okay, the Venezuela, okay, is severe stress. Okay. Okay, you have the president, okay, on which there is a lot of pressure to reduce the unemployment, economic crisis. Now, whenever you have such kind of crisis, okay, your leadership is under threat. What you have to do? Go for war. Okay. So this is one of the reasons why he's claiming this Essequibo region. And between these two, you have Guyana Highlands. So obviously, if you have this Guyana, the eastern part of Guyana, especially the people of the hilly region, they'll be having different ethnicity. So there is some diversity or distinguishness here. So because of which, okay, it becomes easy to separate them from the rest. So that's why this region is important. Okay, you can mark this as a Kaibu. So whenever they'll be going to conflict, they'll be saying that no, पुराने जमाने में हमारे राजा थे, बहुत शक्तिशाली हुआ करते थे, हाँ, उन लोगों ने पूरा यहाँ तक राज किया था, अभी this land belongs to us. At that time it was on a अखंड पेनिनसुला था, like that. So they'll be laying such kind of claims. But previously, किसने जाके, like, whatever has done, you think, is it valid today? That also we have to think. Like China is also saying the same thing. When it's occupying the territories there, once upon a time, our dynasty, king dynasty was there. It is to use, it is to rule on all these lands. That's why today they belong to us. Russian, like they also saying the same thing. When Tsar was there, he used to rule the entire world. Then Ottoman Empire bhi bola tha. Persian Empire also said the same thing. India is also everyone says the same thing. Then what you have to do? You have to go and occupy other planet. Na? Mars jao, Jupiter jao, right? There's a limited space on Earth, right? If somebody is laying such kind of claims, you say somebody is saying that we'll go and occupy, okay, be okay. That means your leadership is under crisis. People are questioning you a lot. You can be dethroned at any time. This will come soon. I'm telling you the future. Okay. Right. What will write? Okay. The Venezuela is claiming the mineral rich region or the oil rich region. Oil rich region of Guyana called as Essequibo. And if you're getting confused, in examination, what they'll be asking, okay, they'll be giving conflicted regions and countries. Essequibo, okay, for example, South Kordofan, the Darfur, or Ossetia. So any kind of name which is sounding, okay, very melodic in nature. So mostly it will be belonging to South America. If you can't even pronounce the name, that means it belongs to China or Japan. Okay. So that way, if you don't know anything, at least use this technique. You'll be able to figure out something. Next, one more region. Okay, you see here, you have a lake here. This lake is fed by glaciers. Okay, and you have a bank here. This is nothing but a dam. And so dam is created by the glacial deposits. Okay, so this is nothing but a moraine. Now, because of the climate change, right? Now, more glaciers are melting. What will happen? Lake will be filled, dam will be broken. The dam will be broken. What will happen? Population will decrease. If you're having a city below it, for example, it is at the mouth of some river. So if we have a big city over there, it will be flushed out. Whenever the dam breaks, this is called as glacial lake outburst flow, GLOF. You have a diagram also for this, something of this sort. If you want to draw, you can draw. Or else I'll dictate. You draw this. So here, a retreating glacier, the glacier should go back. Observe it carefully. Moraine is glacial deposit. This moraine is glacial deposit. This is nothing but dam. Moraine Dam. So India also has so many such kind of glacial lakes in Himalayas. If they break, and we have so many important cities along the river banks, that's where Rajasthan does not have rivers. Lucky people. And on this, I don't. Lake Palka Kocha is a glacial lake. Is a glacial lake in the Peruvian Andes. In Peruvian Andes. Because of a retreating of glaciers, because of the retreating of the glaciers, it may undergo GLOF. GLOF. That is glacial lake outburst flood. Okay. See, between Panama and Colombia, there is donkey route here. So if you want to escape, okay, recently there has been an issue, right? A lot of Gujaratis, okay, they have been fleeing India. They can't directly go to the US. As if first they go to South America and from there across all these countries, they have to go to North America. So while they were crossing, okay, there were numerous deaths here in this region. And this forest region between Colombia and Panama is called as Darien National Park. Okay. Can I write on this? Between Colombia and Panama. The forest called as Darien National Park, DARIEN, Darien National Park, access donkey route. Donkey route. Just, I guess, I have covered all in South America. If you come across anything, if I'm missing something, you can let me know. Some cliche points, I guess, I have missed. I tell the most important ones, which has a high probability of asking them in examination. I guess I've covered them all. Okay. So this is about South America. Okay, the fifth video. And then tomorrow we'll be doing North America, and you have Asia also. And Asia, I guess, and I don't know, we'll be having 2-3 videos, I guess. A lot of things is there. Anything around India, I will not discuss much. Because anyways, that will be doing as a part of India and neighbors relations. You'll do. The rest of the regions, we'll be discussing in detail. Okay. See you.